Hey folks, welcome to Codage. In this session, we will see how to integrate destination for the Lambda function. We will create a Lambda function and the S3 bucket. We will set up event and notification for the S3 bucket so that whenever there is a object creation or object removal event happens, that S3 bucket will call AWS Lambda function. Okay, we will create two SQS queues and we will set up that queues as a destination for the Lambda function. Whenever S3 bucket send an event into Lambda function will process that event. And if that processing gets successful, it will send that successful record into the SQS queue. And if the record processing failed, it will send that record into the SQS queue that we are going to create for the failed records. So let's get started. Now we can see here we have already integrated S3 with the Lambda function. I have already created video on how to integrate S3 with the Lambda function. If you have not watched that video, I will attach that link in the video description. As a quick summary, I will explain what we did in that lecture. If you go into the S3 bucket, this is our bucket, okay? If you go into S3 bucket and click on the properties, if you see in the event notification, we have set our Lambda function for the event notification. And it will send event for the two types, for the object creation and for the object removal events. Okay. Now in this lecture, we will see how to integrate destinations. So let's click on this add destination button. You can see there are two types of source we can define here. One is a stream invocation where you can integrate kinesis. We will use asynchronous invocation. And you can see we can send event on failure condition or on a success condition. And destination types, there are multiple destination we can set. We will use SQS queue for this session. So before this configuration, let's create two queues. Let's search SQS. Click on the simple queue service. Let's click on create queue. Let's give the name SQS for success event. We will keep all the parameter as default one and click on the create queue. Okay, let's create one more queue. Let's give the name SQS for failed event. Click on the create queue. Okay, so we have created two queues, one for success and one for the fail. Let's go back into our configuration. Let's click on the SQS queue. Just refresh this once. Click on the, now we are going to create for fail condition. So we will select queue for the failed event and click on the save. Now you can see SQS queue added as a destination. We will add one more queue for the successful events. So select SQS queue here, select destination, click on the save. Now you can see there are two queues added as a destination. Now what will happen? So whenever we upload any object or delete any object from the S3 bucket will send that event to our Lambda function. Lambda function will process that event and send that event into the SQS queue. But for sending event, it will require permission to write data into the SQS queue. So that permission will get added automatically by AWS. You can see if you click on the permissions, let's refresh this one. In the execution role, you can see permission added for the SQS queue. So you can see for the SQS for failed events queue, it is allowing to send a message. Same for the success SQS queue as well. Okay. Now let's test this integration. So in the Lambda function, we already printing our event that we have getting from the S3 bucket. So let's upload some object into S3 bucket. So let's click on the upload, click on add files. Let me upload the image. Click on upload. So our image is uploaded into the S3 bucket. Let's go back into Lambda function. If you click on the monitor and click on the CloudWatch, click on the latest stream, you can see we have received event for the put. Okay, let's go into the queues. Let's refresh this, and you can see we have received one message in the success queue. Now let's click on send and receive message. So you can see here there is one message available. Let's click on the poll for message, and you can see there is a message. Let's click on that. Let me copy this body into the editor. Let me format it. Now here you can see we have received message for the condition success, right? And you can see it has sent S3 detail as well, that it has a receive from this bucket, then the object name. Also we have received the response that is sent from the Lambda function, that is status code 200 and the sample body. Now let's try for the failed event. So let me go back into the Lambda function. Let's change the code a little bit. We will raise an exception from here. And we will write exception for S3 event. Okay, let's deploy it. Now let me upload one more object into S3 bucket. Let's click on the upload, add files. Now this time let me upload text file. Okay, so file is uploaded into the bucket. Let's go back into Lambda function. Now here for the fail event, that event will not get sent into the SQS queue immediately. Lambda will do retries. So if you go into the configuration in the asynchronous invocation, you can see it will do retry items for the 2 times. You can configure the retry items here. Now let's click on the monitor again and see in the CloudWatch. Click on the recent stream. You can see we have received exception for the 2 times. And let me go into the queue. So we have not yet received message. So it will try one more time. Let's wait for some time. Okay, so you can see we have received message for the 3rd time. Now if you see closely, first message we receive at 43, right? Now second message we receive almost after 1 minute, right? And this is the third message that we receive after almost 2 minutes. Okay, let me go into the SQS queue. Let's refresh this, and you can see we have received one message in the fail event. And you can, if you click on the send and receive message, you can see message available, that is one. Let's pull for the message, click on the message body, copy it into the editor. Now you can see we have received message for the condition retry exhausted. You can see approximate invoke count, that is 3. Then we can see the S3 message itself, that is bucket name, then the object name. Also we can see the error message that returned from the Lambda function, that is exception from the S3 event. Okay, so you have seen how to integrate destination into the Lambda function. That's it for this lecture. Thanks for watching the video.